I'm Eric Stark. I'm joined once again by Dan Plack. Once a year we make this a tradition now.
Yes,
he has done the draft picks for the NFL for the Sunday News since what year?
1983.
83. Back again with his picks. These are very popular in the paper, and we're getting a preview. This will be in, what, this Sunday? Sunday's paper,
Yes.
which will be, what, the 22nd of April. The draft is the 26th, so Thursday going through the end of that week, the 25th. Let's jump right into it with the local teams,
Sure.
Dan. Philadelphia Eagles. I got the names going to run by you, and then you
Go
tell me
ahead.
which one's going to be there at 15.
Okay.
This guy Fletcher Cox, defensive tackle, he was a sleeper a few weeks ago. Now I'm seeing on your draft board as high as 9, you know. The linebacker from Boston College, what's his name? Kuechly. Tannehill, this quarterback who's flying up the charts. I'm hearing they might have to trade up to get him. Michael Floyd, wide receiver. I love the name. Dre Kirkpatrick, cornerback from Alabama. Mark Barron, safety, Alabama. Actually, Les Bowen threw one out the other day from the Philadelphia Daily News. A guard from Stanford, DeCastrio. And you got Brackens, defensive tackle from LSU, and Kendall Wright, a wide receiver from Baylor. I like all these guys. I want them all in the Eagles.
Sure. Why not?
And it seems like depending, they're going to have to trade up for Cox anymore, trade up for the linebacker, trade up for Floyd, trade up for Tannehill. Are they going to do that? Are they going to stay at 15? What have you been reading?
Well, what I would like to see them do would be to get Fletcher Cox.
Okay.
If they have to trade up to like number 7 to Jacksonville, go ahead and do it. Jacksonville needs draft picks. Eagles have 9 draft picks. Why not do that? He's the guy that would solidify their defensive line. He's a run-stopper and pass rusher. Now they got D'Amico Ryans at middle linebacker. With the good tackle, good middle linebacker, teams won't be able to run up and down the field on them again.
Jacksonville could use a good cornerback, too. I wonder if Asante Samuel, who went to Florida College, Central Florida, I believe, would want to go there. It might be a good fit as well. 'Cause he might not have to be all draft picks. Maybe you could trade a player as well.
Sure.
If they stayed 15, who are they taking?
Right now, I have them taking Michael Brockers from LSU.
I like him, too.
Good run stopper. Not a great pass rusher, but he's huge. He's 6'5", 320.
Wow.
He could really help them a lot. I'd rather have Cox, because I think Cox is very much like Cullen Jenkins, and he's in his 30s, so why not get a guy that can emulate him? He's been compared to Warren Sapp.
Wow.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
But anyway, right now I would think Brockers, but I'd like to see him move up and get Cox. He's going to be a top 10 pick.
Brockers used to be the higher one. Now he's fallen
Yes.
back. And I don't think it's anything against him as much as that Cox is now, his name is really out there.
Yes.
But they might have to trade up to get him.
Yeah.
A guy that you're hearing that could be there, and he had all this hype early on, now he's fallen back, and I will mention is Poe. Paul Wolf and you were talking about him earlier today, one of our co-workers. Poe is somebody that did really well at the Combine.
Yes.
But how did he do in college?
Well, he went to Memphis, which isn't a football school. It's a good basketball school. And he didn't dominate. So he's 6'5", 345, 350 in that range, and had great speed for his size, and he bench pressed 45 times, something like that. Doesn't mean he's a great player. So I would be leery of him. And I think he's sliding back down towards the end of the first.
He reminds me of Mike Mamula. Had the
Very
phenomenal workouts at the
Yeah.
Combine. Everybody jumped on, was very enamored with him, and he just wasn't a great player come game time.
No.
Not what you need at number 15.
Exactly.
And I don't think. Do you think they're going to trade for a Tannehill? That's too much of a leap, isn't it anymore?
It is, and what has he proven? He might turn out to be better than the other 2 quarterbacks, and he could be a bust.
I think
I wouldn't trade up
Kirk
for him.
Cousins, you get him in the later rounds, the guy from Michigan State, but you don't jump up to get him.
Right.
Steelers,
Yes.
local team. How are they doing here? Looks like they need some help on defense.
Steelers need another linebacker because they're getting older. A linebacker could use another nose tackle. Could use an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I'd say they can't keep Ben upright. Big Ben needs another good offensive lineman as well. So who are they taking at their spot?
I have them right now taking Cordy Glenn. He can play guard or tackle. He's from Georgia. Big guy, 6'5", 6'6", 340, and can move.
The 24th pick, he should be there for him.
He should be.
A versatile player is what you're saying.
Versatile. He could play guard or tackle. They could take Hightower from Alabama.
I've heard a lot of guys
good
saying
inside linebacker. So I think it's going to be either a linebacker, or an offensive lineman. So.
Baltimore Ravens pick a 28. You know, Ray Lewis is getting old.
He's getting old. Hightower could fit in there. I have them picking a center, Peter Kahns, right now from Wisconsin, but we'll have to see.
He's a big mauler. Penn State, Devon Still was, I thought, higher. Now he's dropping back to a late first rounder. Where do you got what about? I'm seeing Still, Shuey, about a half dozen names you've got for Penn State.
Devon Still could move to the end of the first round. It could be early second round pick. He has slipped down because he had some injuries in his senior year, and he hasn't been a real dominant tackle. So.
Temple, you've got three guys. You've got some inside track. You've got a son that works at Temple. Yeah. Bernard Pierce is the one name that really jumps out to me, the running back. Where do you see? Is he going to get drafted?
Oh yeah, he'll be drafted. He'll probably be a third or fourth round pick. He's a big running back with decent speed, so he's a good prospect.
And Pitt, anybody jump out there?
Yeah,
you got four guys.
Pitt doesn't really have anybody that really stands out. They're probably going to be mid or late round draft picks.
And I'm looking at your sleepers list here. And, of course, these are guys I've never heard of before. That's why they're sleepers.
Yep.
Who on this list jumps out? Who should people be watching for that could be a steal of this draft or a sleeper?
The real exciting player to me is T.Y. Hilton from Florida International. He's very similar to Deshaun Jackson from the Eagles. Very quick, very shifty, exciting player. He's kind of a game changer. So he'd be a real good third or fourth round pick for somebody, hopefully for the Eagles.
Very good. And I got to ask you about the Green Bay Packers, the other team I follow. I know that's not a local team. Who do you like there?
Well, the Packers and the Steelers both will take the best player available at any position. They won't take a quarterback in the first round, but they'll probably take an offensive lineman or defensive lineman.
Very good. We had last year a Raiders fan that wanted to know why we didn't have the Raiders in there. So let's get that in there. And the man works at T&B. We'll throw in a T&B plug here. Where do you have a Raiders fan?
Well, the Raiders don't have any early draft picks.
Oh, that's right.
So
they traded that away last year.
They're going to take the best player available,
which would be in the middle rounds.
Yes.
So we got the Raiders in here too.
Yep, you bet.